You ever thought you had the golden strategy, but you keep getting emails like this? There's a big idea that traders are missing that is keeping you unprofitable. And no, it's not your golden strategy. Trading is 80% psychology, 20% skill. Your success is reliant on mindset, discipline, and emotional control while maintaining a system that works in real-time markets. Let me explain what I mean behind that. A trader with a 90% win rate but horrible psychology will often overtrade, over-leverage, and take random setups simply because they cannot control their emotions. And what that leads to is constantly blowing accounts and losing money. A trader with a 60% win rate, but excellent psychology, will only trade when their setup is present, size according to their rules, and keep their hands off whenever otherwise. Simply because they can control their emotions, they are profitable and making money in the long run. So how can one make their emotions be detached from the process? So you remember how I said the trader with the 60% win rate, but with excellent psychology, is more profitable in the long run than the 90% win rate trader with the horrible psychology? More than often enough, the profitable trader has a data-backed strategy, meaning they tested the data behind it. You see, when one has a data-backed strategy, it's very hard to go emotionally against a proven working system that works over a long period of time. For example, if my system has proven itself to be working 70% of the time, there's no reason for me to go against it emotionally. This is why it's extremely important to have data backed behind your strategy. Otherwise, often enough, you'll have no confidence in that strategy and you'll end up going back in the same loop. There are basic needs of a human being and they can all affect you psychologically. So the basic needs of a human is sufficient sleep, sufficient food and water, and just to stay in shape, whether the means are fitness or your diet, and all of these can affect you psychologically. If you sleep poorly, and you barely eat and drink, and you're very lazy and you don't have a routine of some sort, then a weak body is a weak mind, and a weak mind does not pair well with trading at all. Let me go back to the comparison of these two traders and show you how I can correlate to what I was just talking about. The trader with the horrible psychology likely sleeps like shit, has a horrible diet, does not follow a routine. But the trader with excellent psychology has a solid sleep schedule, excellent diet. I forgot to add up here, horrible diet / fitness, not good with that, no exercise. Excellent diet, lots of exercise, and follows a daily routine. And more often than enough, that's what's going to separate these two, the basic needs. There's also parts of your strategy that you can tweak to keep yourself psychologically wired. One of the ways you could tweak your strategy is with the timing of it. Basically, you're setting a time period of when to trade. This helps prevent traders from being glued to the screen all day. If the session is already outside such time window, then you keep your hands off the charts. Number 2 is execution criteria. It's very important to know when and how you're going to take a trade. Your execution criteria is different from your strategy criteria because it defines how you're going to enter your strategy. Basically, what this means is you're setting rules based off of how you enter, and if it doesn't follow, you just keep your hands off the setup. For example, in order for me to take a trade on my inverse fair value gap model, I have to wait for price to close outside of that inverse gap and then retest it. That's when I take my entry on the retest candle. If this candle does not retest the gap, then I don't take the trade. Another one is emotional or manual lockouts. For example, If I feel like I'm going to go against my system emotionally on the trading day, then I just lock myself out of the account. I'm aware that this isn't an option for every broker, but essentially, if you feel that way, it is up to you to be able to control yourself to not take a trade. Which goes right back to what I was saying. Trading is mostly psychology, not skill. If you want to learn more about how to psychologically tweak your mind to become a profitable trader, my team and I have a bunch of free guides for that in our Discord. The link is in the description. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for your time. And if you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Take care.